Good morning, everyone. So here we are, Monday. I think it's the 18th of May. Keeping track. So today, as you can see, I've got a sturdy armchair here because we're going to use our armchair to help us in doing some chest openings. So let's first of all start off by bringing. If you haven't got an armchair, you can use the wall or a sofa, something like that. We're going to sit against the chair, and you can come up on something if that works better for you. Ideally, you want to have your hips your knees lower than your hips. I'll just use a little cushion here. So the reason to have something underneath you is it just helps to get that angle of the tilt so that it helps your back to be nicely stacked. So if you go far enough back so that you're making contact with your chair, and just make sure we've got our blocks, our weights nearby. If you haven't got weights, you can use tins of beans or tins of something. And also you're going to want your belt. Okay. So when everyone's settled, we're going to be thinking just about the lower back. And when we're leaning back in the chair, just watch that you're not thrusting that lower back forward. So you want to let the back of the waist just move back towards your chair. And then we're going to think about opening the chest. And we're looking straight ahead, and we're just going to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Just feeling the support of the chair behind you. And if it's uncomfortable, you might need to move further away and lean back a little bit more. You might need to have a bit more of an angle. And also you may need to be a little bit higher. That's it. So the hands then come on the knees, and they can turn the palms up. And we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. So let's establish our Ujjayi breath. So as we breathe in through the nose, we just get a feeling as if we're taking the breath in through the front of the throat. And as we breathe out, we're taking the breath out as if through the front of the throat. Allowing the shoulders to relax. And allow the crown of the head to begin to grow up towards the ceiling. And with each breath, we're just letting our shoulders descend a little bit more. And then just take a moment to think about your sit bones. You want to get a feeling of sending your sit bones down and slightly back. And you might notice as you do that, it can send the crown of the head further up. And you get a little feeling of the lower abdomen coming slightly in towards your spine. Okay. So from there, we're going to inhale, bring our shoulders up towards our ears, exhale down. Up and down. Let's take that into a rotation now. So we're rolling, keeping the back in contact with the chair. See how big a circle you can describe. Lovely. Crunch, crunch, and then let's change the direction of our rotation. Lovely. And then finish with the back and down. Okay, let's slide our hands out to the side and then turn your left arm, bring it up, and we're just going to lean over to the right. As you do that, keep that left hip down. Breathing. You can support your weight with your right hand. So if you find that you're going forward like this, see if you can rotate the back towards your chair. And then let's change side. So coming central again, we're taking that right hand up, rotate, and we're going to the left now. Keep your right hip down. Try and straighten your elbow, Trish. So don't bend the elbow to take the arm down, rather keep your, that's it, that's nice. Hazel, lovely. And then see if you can take your back, roll your back slightly back towards your chair. Stretch a bit more and come back. Nice, so we'll do that again. So making sure you've got contact with your chair, rotate and come up. And then rolling a little bit more, roll your shoulder back towards your chair. Feel it slightly differently, the stretch. You can use your right hand on the floor. Breathe in. Get that Ujjayi breath going, lovely. Nice. Good, and then we'll do our second side again. So connecting back to the chair, lift the arm, turn your palm, and off we go. So this left hand can slide forward. You can use your left hand to push slightly against the floor and then roll back into your right shoulder towards the chair. And see how low you can go. Keep that right hip down, feel that stretch. And then inhale to come back. Yeah, so using the chair, it helps us to keep our body from doing things it shouldn't be doing. Okay, so from there, we're going to look straight ahead and then get that kind of the head up, get these sit bones down and slightly back, get the back waist coming back to the chair, and then we're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, look to the left. See if you can look behind your left shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, look to the right. See if you can look behind you. Inhale back. What's happened to your back waist? Have you started to take it away from the chair? See if you can push it back and keep going. Turning to the right, see if you can get around a little bit further. And back to center, exhale, turn to the left. So you can use your left hand against your left knee to help you get around a little bit more each time. You can use your right hand against your right knee when you turn. So give yourself a little push against your knee, turning to look behind. So just keep that going. Yeah, use your arms, Trish. So have your hand against your knee. So when you turn, you're now turning not just in your neck, you're turning from your whole body, starting low down. And turn, turn. And then you can actually use the chair if you like to push against. See if you can look behind you and hold. Do one more on each side. Keep your spine lovely and straight. That's nice. Lovely and tall. So use the chair to help you. You can hold on to your chair to help you turn around. And the second side. Turning. Breathing. Great. And release. Okay, and then another one with the neck. So we're going to long neck, so make the distance between the ears and the shoulders as big as you can. And then you're going to just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. And breathing, let your shoulders relax. Keep your back, waist back without collapsing. And then coming up, inhale, come up. Exhale, drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathing. Feel that stretch through the right side of the neck. See how much you can relax your right shoulder down as you're letting the left ear go to the left. Breathing. Lovely. And release. Good. Okay, we'll go to the first side again. Right ear to right shoulder. Allow that left shoulder to descend. And then we're going to just do an extra wee turn. Look behind you. Look behind your right shoulder. And then back. Left ear to left shoulder. Let your right shoulder descend. And then we're just going to do an extra wee rotate to look behind us. Great, and then back. Yeah, I think we'll do a little rotation. It's amazing how much tension we start to store in our shoulders, especially when we're not moving around as much as we would normally be doing. So now we're looking straight ahead. We're going to drop our chin and then just do little circles. Go to the right, look up, look to the left, and then down. So we're not going to do the back one. So just go down to the side, up to the side, down to the side, up to the side, down to the side. So you can do nice big circles. Just don't throw your head back. That's the only thing. So just notice where you feel a bit crunchy. And we're breathing in through the nose. Out through the nose. Let's change the direction. So we're going the other way. Down, side, up, side, down. Keep your back in contact with the chair. Lovely breathing. Really let your breath come. 2 more. And release. Yeah, come back to center. Great. Okay, so we're going to have our weights now. So we'll just take one weight for the moment in the left hand. Keeping our contact with the chair, making sure that we're not pulling away from the walls, from our chair. So we let that back waist be going backward, but not by collapsing. But you can't collapse anyway if you're close to your chair. Right, we're going to take our hand up in the air, drop the shoulder down, and then as we exhale, just let the weight go behind you. And then as you exhale, we're going to just swoop straighten. Inhale, drop. Exhale, straighten. Now, make sure your elbow's back, Hazel. So you want to have your elbow as level with your shoulder as you can. So you want to take it back like that. Yeah. Now, if you find that you're clicking, just make your movement slightly smaller, and you'll find that if you do that a few times, then you'll be able to increase the range without clicking. So keep your arm up, and then you just straightening, drop the weight behind your head, and then straighten up, drop the weight behind your head, straighten up. Just watch that elbow doesn't come forward, keeping that left elbow in line really with your shoulder. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah, if you need to straighten your legs, obviously do that. You can stretch your legs out. Let's do a couple more. 1, 1, 2, 2. Lovely. And then release. Yeah, if you're finding that it's getting really uncomfortable with your legs, we can all straighten our legs actually, because we'll change the cross. Give your legs a little shuggle. And you can just do your feet in this position just as easily, leaning against your chair and with your feet bent against the floor. But for those of you that are comfortable enough, we can cross the legs again, and we'll put the left leg in front this time. So Kirsten, if you just have your feet on the floor like that, knees up to the ceiling, you can take your feet wide so that your knees don't go out to the side, but go up in the air. And both feet on the floor. That's it. Or if that's not going to work, you can just let your knees flop out to the side and have your feet facing in towards each other. So just find a position for you that you can maintain if cross legs starts to get a bit much. And then we're taking our weight in our right hand now. Take your weight up in the air, and then exhale. Take your weight behind your head. Keep that right elbow from coming forward. Keep it in line with your right shoulder, and then up. Exhale, drop down, inhale, up. Exhale, drop down, inhale, up. Relax your head. Trish, don't take the head forward in order to get your weight behind. Just maybe don't go down so far. So keep your head straight. You can aim more for your ear if you find that you're having to push your head forward. But if you can, keep your elbow back out to the side, and if you can, drop the weight behind your head. Stretch up, keep your shoulders down away from the ears. So this is, as you might notice, works your tricep. Let's do 5 more. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So that was 5 more, went to 6. Okay, lovely, and release. So if you just show me where you're feeling that, you should feel that. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, right, let's do that with both arms now. So we've got our weight one in each hand. And we're going to take both weights up, drop our shoulders, check that we've got our back waist back, and off we go. So we can drop the weights like that. So you do a little turn. So the weights go down to the floor so they're not crashing together. So drop down, exhale, inhale, stretch up. 1, let's do 10, 2, 2, 3, 3, keep your back waist back, 4, 4, keep your arms wider, Richard. Yeah, and then bend your elbows. 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, keep your contact with your chair. 9, 10, 10. Okay. It's a little baby, something together. So So you notice it's quite hard sometimes to get our triceps exercise. Our biceps tend to get more workout in the course of the day. So anything that you're going back behind the head and having to lift up, then you're activating your tricep. So it's something that you can do at home in the morning. I like to do it when I'm reading the paper of a morning. Good. Now from there, you may want to just shiggle a little bit further away from your chair. And we can change your legs. Let's just all have a little shake of the legs. You can change how you've got your legs. You can have them like this, or like that, or like that. But if you're still okay with cross leg, we'll keep our cross leg. And what we're going to do this time is just lean back into our chair and take your arms so that you're opening your chest. And the chest, your sternum is going to slightly begin to face towards the ceiling. Breathing. If you can go closer into your chair, if you have your bottom right in, and still do it, that gives a stronger back bend. But if you need to be a little bit further away, it's not so extreme. So we're using the chair to help us, to support us in this back bend. Pushing the hands into our chair if that's working, if you've got an armchair. Lovely. And now we're going to take our hands behind our head, catch the hands so that you're supporting your head. So you're not stressing the neck. And then pushing the elbows into the chair. See if you can bring your chest forward. Breathing. So you hopefully feeling that around the back of, behind the shoulders, below the neck, in the upper back. Let's hold for 5 or 6 breaths. So you're bringing your elbows back, you're bringing your chest forward. Lovely. And release. So you're feeling that you're actively using your arms, your elbows to push against the chair to bring you forward. Okay, so from there, we're going into kneeling. Again, we're using our chair or if you can do that, so you want your feet apart and your knees apart. And then again, we're going to just put the hands on the chair. So similar as what we were just doing, but this time we're kneeling. And we're going to slide the hands back to open the chest. You can use an ordinary chair, but the good thing about an armchair is the arms are wider apart, which if you've got your hands too close in, it can be a little bit more difficult to get that nice opening that we're looking for. So we're thinking about our pubic bone, we're bringing that forward. And then if you can, you're thinking about bringing the sternum up towards the ceiling. Breathing. So have the arms lovely and wide, so you feel really supported. Lovely. If kneeling isn't working for you, then just go back to the first one, sitting on the floor with the chair behind you. Great. Lovely. And then we're just going to relax for a moment. So if you find that quite easy, then you can come forward and so that you're reaching a little bit further back. So it's intensifying the curve, the back bend. But if you found that you were working quite hard enough close to the chair, then just stay close. So you're really looking for that rolling the shoulders back and down. Bring the sternum forward, bring your pubic bone forward so that you're not in a slope. Lovely wide arms. Walking further away if that's easy for you. Reaching back with your arms so it gives a lovely stretch to the armpits. So we want the hips above the knees. So most of you need to push your pubic bone forward. That's it. Good, lovely. Let's hold for 4 more breaths. And then we're going to turn around and use our chair to support us as we just have a little relax. If we can, sitting on the heels. If sitting on the heels is not going to work for you, you can just have something ready, a bolster. And you can take the knees wider if that feels more comfortable for you. We're just going to relax, stretching onto our chair. Nice, and then coming up. So again, if sitting on your heels isn't working for you, then make sure you've got enough height so that you can sit with your feet either side. Sometimes you have to be up even higher, so that's fine. You can use blocks and so on. That's not very supportive, but to get the position that you're not stressing your knees or your feet. That feels quite nice. But if you're happy, you can just be sitting on your heels if that works. Okay, so we're going to take our hands now, roll our shoulders back and down, and if possible, put your hands together. I'll show you side from the back. And then we're rotating our palms to face into our body. Turn your fingers to point up to the ceiling. And then we're going to push the hands together. So if that isn't working for you, you can just begin to get the beginnings of that turn. You can do something like that, because that's also beginning to help you to get that feeling of opening and rolling in the shoulders. So if you can get the hands up, then pop them up, pushing the hands together. And then we're going to just look up at the ceiling. So notice how you're opening the chest that we've been practicing. So rather than throwing the head back, think more of taking the sternum up and back. And then we're going to exhale, take the forehead towards our chair. Keep pushing our hands together and slide the sternum up and forward. I think you can open the elbows out to the side. Now some of you, I know if you find that very easy, you can walk further back so that when you come forward, you take your head down. think about the crown of the head lengthening forward, shoulders rolling back and down. Let's see if we can hold for 3 more breaths. Lovely. And then coming up by lengthening through the crown of the head, pushing the hands together. Great. And then we'll ease out. So just then gently relax and rotate your wrists. That's quite a strong stretch. And then we can straighten out the legs. Fantastic. Okay. So from there, we're going to sit. Let's stretch our legs out. Stretch our heels. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. And bring your hands with your fingers pointing forward onto the floor. Now, you might need to lean back in order to do that. But then we're going to push the hands into the floor, lift up, open our chest. As we do that, can we stretch the heels away? Now, you may need to have your hands on blocks to make contact. Pressing the hands into the floor, press the fingers into the floor. Might feel quite a stretch in your hands. If possible, keep your legs straight as well. I know this is hard work. Roll the shoulders back and down. You can lean back to do this if that works better for you. It's good to lean back if you need to, because that means you can get more stretch through your fingers, through your hands. Lovely. And then release. Just give your hands a little shuggle. Great, and then we'll do that the other way. So this time we're having the fingers pointing back towards the wall. Well, in my case, the wall. And press your hands into the floor, open your chest, spread your fingers, see how much of your knuckles you can be activating. Open the chest. So although you're using your hands, don't put your weight on your hands. It's like you're pushing up from the hands. So your weight's more, you'll feel it on your sit bones. And then rather than leaning on your hands, you're stretching down into your hands. Hopefully you can feel that difference. And open the chest, just looking straight ahead. See how tall you can get through the spine. Breathing, lovely. Now, begin to stay and keep your back as nice and straight. Stay in that position, but start to release your hands. Turn your palms and see if you can lift up to the ceiling. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. See if you can get your thumbs back behind you. Keep going, see if you can get the hands further back. Good. And release. Lovely. Okay, so from there, if you go further down your mat, but facing still towards your chair, and on the hands and knees. And we're going to slide our right knee forward, walk our right foot in, and then using our chair to slightly push against, drop the weight down into the right hip. You can have your hands on the floor if that feels more secure for you, and just let your forehead lightly touch your chair. Thinking about dropping into that right hip. And we're breathing. So if you find that a little bit hard, you can go closer into your chair so that you're really using the chair to support your elbows And then it gives you a little bit more confidence to drop into that right hip. Breathing. And then from there, if we can, we're taking the fingertips on the floor, and then some of you will be able to catch your hands and open the chest. You can also use your belt to catch and open. But if you can, clasp your hands together. Lovely. And then release. Great. And then we'll slide back into our kneeling. And we're going to take the other knee forward, walking our left foot towards the right. Use the chair however feels better for you. You can have your forehead resting on it, your elbows supported. But want to get a feeling of dropping into that left hip. You can have your hands on the floor if that feels more secure. So wherever you are, you want to get a feeling of the crown of the head lengthening away from your body in front of you. And you want the left hip to be descending. Breathing, nice. Long spine. Lovely. And then, yeah, so really using your chair if you find that you need to be closer to the chair and be high when you do it, that's absolutely fine. Whatever you need, just let the chair give you that support. And then from there, if you've got your fingers on the floor, if you can, clasp your hands together and then open the chest, or you can use your belt. If that's not working for you, just bring the hands on the chair and see if you can get that open chest, but with the support of the chair. Lovely. Yeah, but if you're using the chair, rather push into it. So you're pushing the chair away to help you get an open chest. You might feel that through the hip flexor. Let's hold for 3 more breaths. Lovely. And then that back leg, we'll just swing it forward. Great. Excellent. So now we're facing our chair. We're going to bring our calves up on it. And we're lying on our mat. So if you like to have something under your head, then you can put that under. So we've got both calves on the chair. We're bringing our right ankle in front of our left knee. And then we can slide the left foot forward until we can get that feeling again in the right glute. So if you can take your hands behind your head and bring your elbows onto the floor or towards the floor. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And we're breathing. In through the nose. Out through the nose. want to get that feeling of imagining that you have a marble in your navel and you're wanting to roll that marble down towards the pubic bone. And as you do that, you'll feel it intensifies that glute stretch. Lovely. So let's now take both legs back onto the chair, both calves on the chair, and we're bringing now our left ankle in front of the right knee, and just slide the right knee as forward as you need to, so that you start to feel something happening in that left glute now, and at the same time making sure that you're not tilting your pelvis towards your navel, but rather sending that pubic bone away from the navel. So just adjust your distance. And we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Nice, and then release. And then if you can just shiggle away from your chair so that you can have straight legs. And then we're going to bring some blocks in front of us, bring our knees up, and we'll just roll to the right, rotating to the left as well, so that your left shoulder stays down. You're doing a little corkscrew. You can look along your left arm. So just find the height that makes that very comfortable for you, because you want to be able to really soften and relax the breath. And then just staying on that side, let's try drawing our knees up even closer to the chest. And renew that rotation, so we're rotating to the left, but with the knees higher. And if you push your right hand down on your knees, roll even more into your left shoulder. Nice, and then release. Let's change to the other side. So we're using our cushions or blocks. And we'll first of all just have the knees not so far, just take the knees over. So your knees are more hip height.
You'll find if you take your knees more to the height of the hips, when you turn, you'll feel the turn more in the hips. And then we're going to rotate into that right shoulder. You're looking along your right side. The knees going to the left, you're going to the right. You can use the hand on the leg just to push gently into the leg to get your turn. Okay, and then we'll bring the knees together, but bring them higher up towards your chest, if that's comfortable for you. And then take them over. And then renew your rotation to your right. So you might feel it more in the upper back as you bring your knees closer, higher up. You can use your arm against your knees to help you get your turn. Breathing. And then once you've got a nice turn established, you can then relax. And using the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Nice, and then from there, I'm going to roll back, whoops, and let's now prepare for our relaxation. So if you have something under your knees, that's really nice for relaxing. And we're going to start off with the soles of the feet together. And then we're lying back again. So that when your knees go out to the side, they're supported in a really comfortable way. If you like to have something under your head, then you can do that. Rolling our shoulders back and down. Now, as much as we can, we want to get a feeling of that rotation in the shoulders so that the arms rotate as well, so that without thinking about it, you find that your palms are actually facing up to the ceiling. So if you find that your palms are facing down, just see if you can rotate from the shoulders to get that rotation of the inner arms so they're facing up. And then we just want the fingers to curl. And then allow the knees just really to descend onto whatever support you've got for them. Your feet don't need to be apart, they can just be where it's comfortable. They don't need to be together, I mean. But they can be, your feet are, the soles of the feet are facing each other, but then the knees are falling to the side. And we're just beginning to bring the awareness to the breath. If it helps, you can have the hands on the belly and just noticing the rise and fall of the breath as you're breathing in and out. With every exhalation, can we let the weight of the body just descend a little bit more to the floor, to the earth, to the mat. So it's like you're giving your weight to the floor. And as you do that, you can begin to get a really nice feeling of lightness through the body. Take a moment to notice what's going on in your jaw, in your mouth. We can just allow the lower jaw to slightly fall away from the upper jaw. And the tongue's just soft in your mouth, so there might be a little gap between your lips. And if you like, you can, keeping the eyes closed, you can take the inner gaze to that point between the eyes and just above the bridge of the nose. And if you take the inner gaze to that point, you can find that it slightly deepens your relaxation. Especially thinking around the back of the shoulders, if you can get that feeling of allowing the weight of the shoulders just to fall a little bit more heavily to your mat. The weight of the head to fall a little bit more heavily to the mat. Lovely, and then just slowly we're bringing the awareness back to our body lying on the mat. We're going to start to move our fingers and toes, taking a deep breath. Thinking about stretching the arms and legs. And just pushing away anything that you were using under you. Then we're going to prepare to come up into sitting. Just taking our time. You can roll onto one side for a moment as well. Yeah, take your time on one side before coming into sitting. So little by little, as you're ready, you can work your way into a sitting position. And let's just bring our awareness to our neck for a moment. Just do a couple of little rolls. In each direction. Lovely. And then we'll finish together. So if we're bringing our hands to our chest, and just take a moment just to notice the feeling of your hands touching each other, and if you're bringing the thumbs on your sternum, take a moment to feel the warmth of your fingers, the warmth of your thumbs going into your body, allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Feeling your sit bones. So even if you're not using the chair now to sit, see if you can get that lovely feeling of support for your back, even although you're not leaning on anything, just feel supported. Okay, lovely. Thank you all very much.